Welcome back to Fire Emblem Engage. Last time, we completed maybe the most difficult chapter in the game. And we recruited a new character, Saphir, so this time we'll be heading back to the Somnial to talk about her and Lindon.
Hey!
I knew Anna ran the flea market at some point.
Well then.
Of course, she has to call Tamara over because Anna's an optional character. Okay, we can buy 5 silver ingots for as much as 2 second seals each. It looks like everyone from Illusia has new dialogue here. Which makes complete sense.
I don't know.
We just found out that most of the people in Illusia are dead and zombies now, so let's maybe not tell him that.
Hello.
The way this music is playing, it seems like, Pandrea was one playing it. I don't know why I randomly called him Seadoll last time he was playing. Ah, how convenient. Lindon is in the Cafe Terrace, although Zelkov also has dialogue. Yeah, I'm glad that you're commenting on exactly what happened last time.
Indeed.
But let's talk about Lindon.
Are you taking notes?
Don't count Lindon out because he's an old man who joins late. If you have an extra slaw on your team by now, he's not a bad choice. He's able to put out decent magical damage with no investment at all, and use staves up to A rank as a sage thanks to his blue proficiency. His personal skill is also really good since from this point on, most enemies have silver weapons, and many good weapons are below A rank, including Olwen Thunder, the Levin Sword, and the Radiant Bow. Speaking of which, there's a silly Lindon build that can be surprisingly effective. You can reclass him to Sniper and use his starting SP to instantly inherit Draconic Hex. Then give him Lyn and the Radiant Bow, and Lindon can do serious damage to bosses while also debuffing them from 20 spaces away. Also, since killer weapons happen to be C rank, there are some gimmicky physical builds you can do with Lindon too, as 7-day strength is not horrible for someone who starts as a sage. In fact, it's one above Rosado. Overall, Lindon is not likely to be a mainstay powerhouse of your team, but if you have room, he's a very useful support member. And I already know where Saphir is. Her casual outfit is really nice.
Time to crack skulls.
Saphir is the only default warrior in the game. This may be relevant during the Fell Xenologue. And since warrior is such a good class, that's a great asset. She can provide longbow chain attack utility with 0 investments, and her starting SP is enough to get Dual Assist Plus from Lucina and become even better at chain attacking. And while her base stats might not look as good as a trained warrior Panette or Amber, they're not bad, especially that speed and defense. And like Lindon, she has a great personal skill. This one synergizes well with Wrath builds. And speaking of skills, she already has Merciless for plus 50% damage against broken foes, which might be useful in combination with Fracture Staves against corrupted worms. She has no real standout personal growths apart from HP, which may limit her reclass potential, but when her default class is so good, who needs that? In the end, Saphir is a little similar to Goldmary. Being a low investment backup unit you can slot into an unfinished team to fill chain attack holes, but thanks to the strength from Warrior, she's a lot stronger at combat than Goldmary, and that might make up for her joining later. Oh, Tamara's playing too. But I think I'll have them play something a little different. Also, yes, I've changed back into Roy's outfit. Let's go with... Yeah, this is fitting.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, so as I said before, emblems that are under Fell Dragon control are unable to speak, and basically, yeah, their memory goes a little hazy. I'm not entirely sure if they're aware of, like, everything they're doing to you. It seemed like Micaiah was, though. Yeah, she was aware of some things, but clearly Morvia does not want to fight us. And given his crit rate, I don't really want to fight him much anymore, so hopefully we fight him less. Lindon and Jean apparently have a support, although Jean has some very good supports with Zelkov that I may want to unlock at some point too.
Allow me to present my home cooking.
A very interesting creation.
Looks kinda tasty.
Okay, just a D rank.
How satisfying.
His dex might end up overtaking your strength, which is sad. Okay, that was still enough for a level. And yeah, I feel like she wasn't really gaining magic for a while.
They'll write about this in history books for sure.
Yeah, I think everyone... Wait, I don't know if that's like a good level up line or if that's like a level 20 line. But now that Amber has reached level 20, I am able to use a second seal to reset him to level 1 in Warrior. This is why I said way earlier that you don't really need to worry about promoting it before promoting as early as possible, because you don't really miss out on any levels that way, as long as you can afford second seals, which you generally can. And while I could switch into some other classes, like some people like Halberdier, Wyvern is potentially fun. This is what he'd look like in his like intended default class. But I do like the massive strength and chain attack, so I'm just going to reset him to Warrior again. Is he going to mention a new outfit despite not being a new outfit? Yep, you look pretty cool. And yeah, no stat gains at all. But you can only do that if you are at level 20. And now it's time to train with Micaiah and Roy. So with Roy is good on pretty much anyone, but I already have him at level 10 with Lapis, and thinking about it, really, the only other people that I'd like him on are, I mean, I suppose maybe Tamara. Tamara could kind of do okay, but it kind of feels like that's a bit of a damage patch. Yunaka potentially might be okay with Roy too, like for those strength boosts. But for the moment, I'll focus on Micaiah, because somebody who quite likes Micaiah wasn't around when we had her. So I can level up Ivy with Micaiah.
I'm worried you might be pushing yourself too hard, Ivy.
I swore to aid the Divine Dragon, Micaiah. That is what I'm going to do.
Normally I'm against pushing hard, but when your country is being overrun by zombies and almost everyone is dead, and everyone will be dead if you don't do something, I think it's probably justified at this point. But I do want to take you higher with Micaiah. That I was not meaning for that to be a rhyme. Okay, yeah, Grasping Void's pretty effective against someone like Micaiah.
I suppose.
High-level Micaiah versus magic users, that tends to end in a draw.
Why don't we take a relaxing stroll through the forest, Ivy?
Can you sense when I'm feeling troubled? You always seem to know what I need.
Yeah, I feel like Ivy would have appreciated Micaiah being around. It's kind of weird that Micaiah was just in some random ruins, and that her actual associated user is Yunaka, who I don't think is great with her. Is there any inheritance that Ivy would like off of Micaiah, actually? She doesn't have a lot of SP. I could get Silence Ward and Staff Mastery. Oh, that's tempting. However, I just noticed that I have access to a Speed Plus skill from Lynn, and I should probably get that because Ivy's been having problems with speed lately. Speaking of having problems with speed lately, though, you have 1000 SP now. Which means if I leveled Jean up a little more with Lynn, I'd be able to get Speed Plus 4, which he kind of needs. How expensive is that going to be? Probably very. But I mean, even Speed Plus 3 is better than nothing.
I'd never heard an accent like yours before. I'm taken with its own particular rhythm.
Is that how we sound to outsiders? I'm glad you think we don't seem silly.
I'm sure a lot of actual British people think Sean does sound silly, but, yeah. It's one of those that, like, I don't particularly find it that painful, but I know that, like, I wonder if it's the equivalent of Gondor in Xenoblade 3 for some people, because, like, she just, as an actual Australian, she sounds awful to me. Like, Vandom is hilarious, and, oh, no, I can't get to speed plus 4. Maybe Sean actually needs to fight with Lyn a little bit. That'd probably get him to speed plus 4. Yeah, it requires level 16. The problem is, I need to give up Canter. So like, to a lot of people, build plus 3 and speed plus 3 are essentially the same thing. I'm gonna try this for now. Don't like giving up Canter, but that does mean a lot more speed for him. Yeah, that's a raw speed stat of 30. That's a lot better. And while I'm here, I may as well rectify my earlier mistake and actually get Louis to that. I should note as well, I have 2 expert books. That means that's 2,000 SP potentially for someone. So my thought here is either get Amber Axe Power or get Yunaka Draconic Hex. I could also go with like a Lance Power 2 for Tamara, but I feel like that's just kind of wasting things, making her damage actually passable. Although, if I were to get her Sword Power 2 from Roy, that would be effectively plus 12 damage on quadruple hit from Leaf, which is not trivial. Oh, I actually have another 1,000 SP to spare between that Adept book and all the Novice books. I also have some stat boosting items. Let's do those first, because those are, my choices for those are a little easier. So I'm giving Tamara the Draco Shield, because that's effectively an increase to both her offense and her defense. The Robe probably has to go on Clan. And the Goddess Icon probably goes on Ivy, because her luck is so bad that that's like reducing the enemy's crit rate by 2% is gonna be a big deal for her in the long run, I can tell. Yeah, luck is just a stat in Fire Emblem that I've always felt. It doesn't really make much of a difference unless you either have a massive amount of luck or barely any luck. With an extra 3,000 SP though, somebody could get Lunar Brace. And the other problem with this is, it turns into Solar Brace when Erica switches to Ephraim, and I might actually want to use Ephraim on Louis more now. Because I feel like he really likes the 50% recovery and would benefit from the plus 5 damage a lot. Although while Sword Power Tamara for that Leaf build is tempting, that's probably something that I could easily do later if I get more expert manuals. Of course, 3,000 SP is also Axe Power 2 or Axe Power 3 on Amber. Of course, I need to spend the Bond Fragments to actually inherit Lunar Brace. I know that objectively my best option is Axe Power 3 on Amber, but I've never inherited Lunar Brace before, and I want to see how that works.
Well, look at you! Sleek as a sword, sharp as a razor. Those cheekbones could cut glass.
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you.
You've done that. You've inflicted that confusion on both Lyn and her. It's kind of weird you should be talking about her like that, because I'm pretty sure with Erica's, like, strength base and growth, her cheekbones aren't cutting glass anytime soon. Yeah, this is really, really tempting, but I already have that on Anna and whoever is using Corrin. I think that's probably, like, since Draconic Hex doesn't stack, you don't need too much of it, whereas, Lunar Brace. This is going to be fun. Of course, I have to get rid of Avoid plus 10 for that. Speaking of Axe Power, though, I can finally afford this. Yeah, people have actually pointed out to me that it's actually more efficient to forge Bolganone than it is to forge Elfire. And wow, Thoron's actually reasonably good to forge too. With how low the resistance is on most enemies, though, I kind of doubt an extra point of might on Bolganone is going to make much of a difference. Whereas an extra might on the Radiant Bow is effectively an extra 3 might against flyers, I'll take that. Oh, and Anna's Radiant Bow doesn't even have an engrave on it. I wonder if there's a good engrave I can get on it. Huh, you know, Sacred is a possibility, given that Anna, I don't really like to have Anna get hit anyway, and the extra accuracy is really important to ensure that she one-shots flyers without getting countered. However, Genealogy boosts its hits and might for the cost of only 1 extra weight. I believe that's already on Louis' Great Lance. Yes, but I will change it. I think this does make more sense. Meanwhile, on Louis, and with Erica's luck bonus, I don't really think, like, that void and dodge penalty is going to make much of a difference, so maybe I'll go with this. So, okay, we have a new difficulty of strength training, wow. Also, there's Wyvern Ride that I could do.
I think you can handle this.
Oh, boy.
How hard do you want to go?
Expert or Iron Muscle? We are going the hardest possible.
You got this.
Oh, right, this is an endless mode, isn't it?
Looking good.
Yeah, it is. So I kind of skipped over the tutorial there.
You got this. Keep it up. Perfect.
You know, it'd be really funny if the music actually sped up at this point. That would be amazing.
Looking good. Keep it up.
Okay, I got to 50. I wanted to get to at least 50.
You got this. Hang in there.
Yeah, I'm out of Somi assist. There we go.
Great job. I'm so proud. You got this. Great job. I'm so proud.
Actually managed to get Strength plus 3 out of the Expert mode. And I think I'll save the higher difficulties of Wyvern Ride for next time, even though I actually unlocked, them last chapter. And now, it's support time. Let's start out with our new guy.
Are you ready to begin, Divine One?
I think so, Lindon. But I do want to double-check one last thing. This experiment will somehow result in making people's lives easier and happier, right?
If you have to leave with that question, this is not a conversation I'd like to be part of.
Absolutely, Divine One. What I learned by examining you is certain to lead to a new discovery or 3. I anticipate very interesting results relating to quality sleep.
Oh, okay.
Quality sleep?
You dozed for 1,000 years, after all. It's fair to say no one has ever slept more soundly than you. Maybe we'll find out why.
Do you really think that's likely?
I most certainly do. This could be a godsend for those who struggle with insomnia.
I hadn't thought of that. All right, sure. I'd love to help with your experiment.
I greatly appreciate it, Divine One. The first step is to cast thunder on you a few times to see how your body reacts.
That's actually even crazier than what I was thinking of.
You'll grow numb to the pain soon enough, but your hair may not survive the experience.
Oh no, not Aaliyah's hair that got most of the fan base to hate him. Whatever will we do?
You know, I've changed my mind. Sorry, but you'll have to find another test subject.
I like my jewel-colored hair! It's funny how the music's all sinister for that one. But I do think it's interesting how they are bringing up, like, because lately people have realized that good quality sleep is very important. Feels like it's been ages since I got this C.
Hello, Lady Anna. Did you ever get a good idea for something to sell?
No, the idea wells run dry.
Oh, are you crying?
No, but I am feeling a little down. You know, I tell everyone I'm not just a kid.
And this is funny because in my first playthrough I gave her elite. So whenever she killed something, she'd say, "I'm not a child anymore!"
Stuff like this reminds me that I am. I'm a kid and that's all there is to it. It's why I can't think of a single new product for Sweetheart's Day.
Oh right, that was the C.
I'm sorry, Lady Anna. Though, I think I know how I can help.
Huh?
I have a new pitch for something you can sell. I've been thinking about it for a while, actually. Here it is. Handcrafted necklaces.
Necklaces again? We've been over this.
I know you mentioned that they're a pretty common Sweetheart's Day gift, but handcrafted ones would each have a unique feel to them. That's what you're after, isn't it?
So like a Build-A-Bear workshop, but for necklaces?
I seem to remember glassblowing being a popular handicraft where you're from. Add a string to that and you've got a necklace. Was it that bad of an idea?
No, I like it. This could really sell. Oh, thanks a bunch, Divine One. You really lit a fire under me.
Glad I could help, Lady Anna.
The thing about Anna that I like about Engage is that, despite being a kid, she's weirdly less exaggerated than the Heroes and Awakening Annas were. Like, those ones were just so completely obsessed with money to the point of ridiculousness, but this Anna is surprisingly wholesome, and they could have easily gone with a really wacky, goofy direction.
I must thank you, Jean.
But now, tea.
Princess Saline, what are you thanking me for?
I mean, they haven't mentioned tea yet, but I'm guessing that's going to be the theme here.
The tea produced in your hometown is far and away my favorite.
Yep, called it.
There is joy in each and every sip, so I thought it appropriate to thank you.
Ah, in that case, I should thank you too. My mother will be over the moon to find out you like it so much.
Your mother?
She works at a tea shop back home. You've probably had tea brewed from leaves that my mother processed.
I see. Do pass on my thanks then.
Saline is like, I must go to that village and get her autograph.
I will. Praise from your highness would be the pride of a lifetime for my mother.
Would you like to join me for tea sometime? We can brew some tea leaves from your home and drink to your mother's health.
Oh, I've done nothing to deserve such an invitation, but I'm grateful anyway. I'll be looking forward to it.
As shall I. You'll be hearing from me.
So yeah, early Furine support, it's pretty standard. Some people have mentioned that it's implied that Saline's tea obsession is also a coping mechanism for Alfred's sickness.
It's no use. I'm so tired that none of this is registering.
Is there a problem, lad?
Hello, sir. I was just trying to get through this book.
Reading at this late hour, are you? I admire your determination. What are you studying?
Medicine.
You look tired. It must be hard to focus so late at night.
I know I haven't gotten much sleep, but there's just so much to memorize.
Battles by day, studies by night. The candle that burns at both ends doesn't last long, lad. You'll wear out your own body long before you learn to care for anyone else's.
I know you're right. It's just...
You'd be better served closing those books for now and giving yourself a change of pace.
But I still have so much to learn.
Books are wonderful teachers, lad, but there are lessons they can't impart. It might be time you looked somewhere else to learn a thing or two. Do that, and you might find that you'll get more out of your books when you return to them.
You really think that's true?
I do indeed. Give me a few days, and I'll see about setting up a lesson for you.
This makes me want to see what Byler's spawn conversations with Lindon are like. And seeing as I've used these two all game, I'm really surprised I haven't even got their C support yet.
Louis?
Well, by all game I mean since Ivy joined.
Yes, Princess Ivy?
You always seem so cheerful. Is there some particular reason for it?
No, this is simply my default expression.
You do not want to see him with his eyes open, then his dread power is unleashed.
How curious. It may be due to my own reservedness that your demeanor leaves such an impression on me.
It's true, now that you mention it, that I haven't seen much cheer in you. And what a sight that would be to see.
What are you suggesting?
I have a keen eye for observing the way people socialize, you see.
This is not reassuring.
Which is why I was so powerfully struck by the idea of seeing you in such a context.
I'm surprised he hasn't tried observing her and Tamara by this point.
The Princess Ivy among dear friends, wearing a wide grin. What a captivating thought.
I will thank you not to cast me for any role in your imaginary theater.
Oh no, it's not an imaginary theater, it's just fanfiction. Oh wait.
The first step is to figure out what you might have cause to celebrate. I think it may help if you accompany me for a time.
Your dedication to your goals, off-putting as they may be, is impressive. Very well, Louis of Firenze. If your ambition is to make me smile, I invite you to do your best.
My best is all I can do, Princess Ivy.
That line from Ivy there was pretty great. Yeah, that is the thing, like, I found that despite her design, surprisingly few Ivy fans are fans of her just for fan service, and most of it, it's for a character, and that's great.
Please, find it in your heart to stay. Let me dance by your side forever.
Wait a minute, you're on the Forbidden Lookout Ridge! Oh no, you'll summon the Discourse!
Please don't hold me back. It will only serve to sharpen the pain of our parting.
My eyes are closed. My hand is here. If you trust me, then take it. And never let go.
I mean, that does sound kinda like Edge of Dawn.
If you're certain this is what you want, I'm willing to believe in you, so long as we're together from now until the end.
Your performance, the nuance and honesty. I was right. You are gifted. More than I knew.
I'm not so sure. I really don't have any experience with acting. This is all so new to me.
Her snapping back into that voice after that is so jarring.
Yunaka, your impressions are brilliant because you're a brilliant actor. And this show will be unforgettable because you will be an unforgettable lead.
I'm playing the lead?
Well, I thought I'd be the lead. But now I know better. That role was meant for you. We still have to practice the dance, but I have no doubt you can handle it, Yunaka. It's not easy putting on a show when times are hard like this. Dancing, laughing, it feels wrong. But it's because times are hard that I have to do it. To remind the audience what joy feels like. I want this performance to succeed. For everyone's sake. Will you help me?
I understand how you feel. And I respect that, honestly. Okay. I'll help as best I can.
Thank you. I can't do it without you, Yunaka. Together, I think we can make this one of the truly great performances.
Maybe when we liberate Elusia Castle, we can hold a performance for the people of Elusia there. Also, it's supports like this that just make me think voice actors should play actors more often, because it's just incredible, like, when you actually get to see a character in-universe act and do a really good job of it. But now, I think this should reveal some of Yunaka's backstory.
I love to make the dishes sparkle. Each polished plate rewards me with a view of my own scintillating smile.
There you are, Gold Mary. Look, I wanted to apologize to you about the other day.
Okay, this music bodes well finding out about backstory.
Apologize? Why?
You made doing laundry look like lots of fun. I actually did want to join you. I just couldn't.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
I can explain, but it's kind of personal.
It's all right. Don't be shy.
Okay, well, I normally hate to bring this up, but I had a horrible childhood. My parents were too poor to raise me, so I was abandoned. I ended up living with a stranger. Even from a really young age, he had me doing all the housework. So, something about doing chores takes me right back to that place. It fills me with dread.
I had no idea.
These days, I always do stuff like laundry and dishes alone. That way I'm not bothering anybody if I go to pieces over it.
I understand.
But I'm not here to make excuses. I'm determined to put my past behind me. I want to be a totally new person. So in the spirit of a fresh start, let's do some chores!
I admire your courage, Yunaka. In that case, please join me in washing the dishes.
You got it, Gold Mary.
So that explains why the really disturbing reason why Yunaka is the worst chef in the army. Because doing chores is essentially a PTSD trigger for her. Yeah, that's dark.
Tasty, tasty meat, so nice and chewy.
Oh, it's one of these supports again.
Ah!
Oh no, don't you start.
Again? You're breaking your promise again? I can smell it. You've got one of your 2 tasty dishes on the grill. Oh, the sizzling.
Relax, would you? You're acting weird again. I mean, you're a world-renowned dancer. Not to mention a famous fortune teller. People say you're so dignified, so composed. I used to dream of meeting the great Sea Doll.
Are you disappointed?
No. About 90% of the time, you live up to the hype. You act different around, flavor?
My apologies, Princess Tamara. I blame the meat, the way you prepare your dishes. The bold flavors are just beyond delicious.
Tell me something I don't know.
Princess Tamara, why do you always start roasting meat when I'm around?
That's not quite what's happening, is it? Come on, give it another think. The truth is, when I've got a good roast going, you find me and barge in.
So you're saying I'm doing this to myself?
Yep.
I see. Allow me to apologize, Princess Tamara. You didn't break your promise. I simply lack willpower. That's my fault, not yours. I'll make sure I don't come looking for you when you're cooking with such flair and flavor. If you'll excuse me?
Sea Doll, wait.
I did have some people in the comments say that, like, they don't really like this support because it could come across as making light of eating disorders, and yeah, I do see that now, but the B at least is played a little more seriously. So there's at least that, but I do get where people are coming from there.
Hey, Princess Tamara, guess what? My new product is finally ready to hit the market. Wait until you see this.
Yes! I cannot tell you how much I look forward to this. Come on, let's see it.
First, I asked myself, what kind of problems do the people of Solm face every day?
Twin bandits with goofy hairstyles?
High levels of sun exposure, water scarcity, bugs. You would not believe the bugs I've seen.
Good guesses, but no. How many times have you dropped something in the sand and never found it again?
Well, a few, I guess.
Okay, this is actually painful to me because I actually lost my cartridge of Advance Wars Dual Strike on DS in exactly this way when I was at the beach.
That's where this comes in!
Oh, a rake. Don't people use that to gather leaves?
You must be thinking of some other rake. This one's for finding stuff lost in the sands.
Oh, that would have been amazing to have in the Fire Emblem Desert chapters that had treasure.
I'm not following.
Say you drop something and the sand swallows it up. Not a problem with your new sand rake.
You know, okay, I'm gonna swear it right here. If I ever made a Fire Emblem ROM hack, I would actually put this as an item in the game. And if you had this in your inventory, you have a 100% chance of picking up desert treasure.
Well, pretty handy, right?
Yeah, no, not really, no.
I knew it was a reach even while I was saying it.
But hey, it's definitely innovative. I doubt anyone else would have come up with that.
Thanks for saying so, Princess Tamara. I haven't given up yet. The next product I develop will be the Talk of Solm.
Atta girl. You show him, Lady Anna.
She's got like a list of things to develop. There's that, there's the bracelets, there's the stuff she's working on with Lapis. And yeah, that should be everything. Our next chapter is in Elusia Castle itself, or we can just go right past it for a paralogue. And we've also got another paralogue unlocked. Obviously, those are Micaiah's and Roy's. So the next chapter's recommended level is Advanced Class Level 8, the same as Erica's paralogue was, which unlocked way earlier. Yeah, they really don't expect you to do that when it's first available. But we have the Frozen Fortress with the same recommended level as the next chapter, as well as the Binding Ground, which are a little harder. I think now is time to do Sigurd's Paralogue. Definitely not Leaf's yet. And then after that, I might go for broke and do Roy's, just because Roy's bond levels above 10 are really, really good. Like, insanely good, especially for who's engaged with him. So we'll have that, and then I think we'll head out to Elusia Castle. So I'll see you all next time for that.